What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Military Living in Central Texas. I'm Matt Dick, realtor with Vista Real Estate, and if you're looking at PCSings at Fort Cavazos in the next year, this video is probably for you. Today we're going to be discussing, or actually we're going to be doing a map reconnaissance in and around the Fort Cavazos area, kind of showing you the towns and cities that are located around it, potential places for you to live, and touch base a little bit on what makes that city unique. See here, we got the big state of Texas. Now, what we're really going to be kind of zeroing in on is probably this area right here. Central Texas is kind of big, it's very unique, and then of course as we're zooming in on everything, we got Fort Cavazos. Now, all the mileage and times are going to all be based off of coming and going from the Copeland Soldier Service Center. All right, it's right off of TJ Mills Boulevard and Legends Way, and it's just kind of centrally located. Okay, so we got the PX Class 6 clothing and sales, and then of course everything on the west side of Fort Cavazos, right off of Clear Creek Road. If you're looking at potentially living in the Killeen area, there's nothing wrong with that. It's got 14 that's kind of divided it a little bit. You got North Killeen and then South Killeen. Living in Killeen, it could either be minutes from post to your home or up to maybe 25, 30, just depending. I think the further you get away down here, you're probably looking closer to that 30-minute range, just depending on traffic. If you go out west of Fort Cavazos and you're looking in the Copperas Cove, Kempner area, you're probably looking somewhere between a 20 to 30 minute drive and anywhere between 10 and 20 miles, just depending on where you end up living. What's super cool about Copperas Cove is that they're revitalizing the downtown area. So they're getting ready to open up a family-owned brewery. They have a food truck court. And then, of course, they have all kinds of restaurants, shopping, and a nice little HEB right off of 14 or 190 as you come into Copperas Cove. It's right there. If you're looking at potentially going north of Fort Cavazos up here to Gatesville, you're looking at about a 35-minute drive, maybe 40, just depending on where you want to live. You're just essentially going to follow West Range Road up to North Fort Hood, and then boom, you're right there in Gatesville. If you decide you want to live out towards the east, you do have the option for Harker Heights. It's about a 15-minute drive, about 10-15 miles, just depending on where you want to go, whether it's the north side of Harker Heights or the south side. If you're looking in the Nolanville area, not much difference travel time wise. Probably add 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 miles. Super small town. If you need to do anything, you're either going to have to go into Harker Heights or Killeen or drive out towards Belton. There's always things to do in Nolanville. They do have a food truck like park in their like city center area, and then best pizza place in the world is just outside of Nolanville. And it is, let's see if we can find it real quick right here on the map. I want to say right here, Fire Street Pizza. It's in between Belton and Nolanville. They have a whole bunch of craft beers there. They have a stage outside to listen to live music. And then right here, they have a whole bunch of stuff for the kids to do so they can just run around and cause all the chaos they want while you're drinking good beer and eating good pizza and just socializing with friends. As we move further east and we're looking at the city of Belton, all kinds of stuff to do. They do have some walking trails up here by the dam, and then of course they also have a couple of city parks that are cool to run and walk through. Downtown Belton is situated on the square, tons of food to eat, nice shops to shop at. They have a couple of different microbreweries located there as well. Just northeast of Belton is Temple. Belton, you're probably looking at about a 24-minute drive, roughly about 23 miles from Fort Cavazos. Temple actually, West Temple actually starts right in this area. So most of this is going to be Temple. You're not looking at much of a drive difference. Maybe add a couple of minutes to it if you're looking in the Belton area. Well, West Temple's just as awesome. I will say, and I don't care what the haters say, Belton has the best H-E-B in the area. Temple proper itself, you're probably looking at it like a 31, 35, maybe 40-minute drive, just depending on traffic. 35 kind of gets congested right here in this area and slows down. And then once you get into the Temple a little bit, it slows down as well. Buc-ee's is just north here. It's located right here. So if you're a big Buc-ee's fan, there is one located in Temple, so it's not that much. That's not that far out of the way. Downtown Temple has a lot of cool things. They have a couple of different restaurants to eat at. I do recommend Pignetti's if you're into Italian food, or if you just want to drink beer, hang out with the kids. If we're looking out just a little further east to the city of Rogers, it's about an hour away. Super small town, super tight knit. There's always stuff to do out there. Rogers is about a 45-minute to an hour drive from Fort Cavazos. Little River Academy, you're probably looking at about 30-35 minutes, just depending on where you end up. Salado is another nice, cool little community. All kinds of stuff to do in the Salado area. You're probably looking at about a 30-minute drive, but well worth it if you decide to live in Salado. And then, of course, as we move south, you can live in Ding Dong, Florence. Got all these small outlying communities. Gerald is a super up-and-coming community. It's probably at about 5 minutes to it for the drive from Salado. Georgetown, because of where it's located, you can probably make that drive in about 45-50 minutes. It's about 41 miles away. Now, what's cool about Georgetown is the square is super awesome. There's a whole bunch of like Texas-owned winery shops there, so you can drink as much wine as you want. Tons of great food, tons of stuff just to find and do in that area. Round Rock in North Austin, we're probably looking at about an hour drive. Maybe an hour and 10, just depending on where you end up going. Oh, Georgetown does have a Costco. It's the closest Costco we got. If you're looking at like a Trader Joe's type of situation, I think there's one in Round Rock, but for sure 2 to 3 in Austin. All kinds of stuff to do in Round Rock. IKEA's in Round Rock. That's where you're going to start seeing a lot of the bigger stuff that you might find in other locations. Austin is awesome. There's always something to do in Austin. Whether it's go down there for the day and hang out in the Domain and go to Top Golf, or whether it's watch some football or whatever at the University of Texas. And then, of course, as we move north of Temple, Troy, you're probably looking at about a 35-minute drive from Fort Cavazos. And then Waco, you're probably looking at about an hour to an hour and 15-minute drive. There's all kinds of stuff to do in the Waco area. Can't go wrong. Of course, they have the Magnolia up there. All kinds of food stuff. They're always doing some sort of 5K triathlon, 10K. They do have the Cameron Park Zoo. I will say that in the wintertime, the Christmas lights at the Cameron Park Zoo are awesome. Love them. They do offer a military discount. And then as we're looking at Fort Cavazos itself, the MWR here has done a really good job. We do have the Belton Lake Outdoor Recreational Area, which is situated, where are we at? Right here. So paintball, horseback riding. I think you can still rent kayaks. You can go camping out there. Belton Lake, there's several different access points all around Belton Lake, but it's a good place to hang out in the summertime. I would recommend the Temple Lake Park. As long as it's not underwater, it's a great place to hang out on the weekends. Same thing with Summer Fun Water Park in Belton is another cool place to check out. Now, in the next couple of weeks, months, years, we're going to be diving into some of these towns and communities. I'll do some walkthrough of some homes. We'll talk about the downtown areas and see what else is happening in those places. And that's really it. So hopefully you liked what you saw and you want to see more. And if you do, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, you know what to do. If you're looking at buying a house or selling a house in the Central Texas area and you want more information, just give me a call. My contact info should be down there somewhere. If you need help at potentially filing a VA claim or anything like that, let me know. I should be able to point you in the right direction. And I think that's it. Have a great day until next time.